Hey everyone, in this FC25 How to Buy Players Ultimate Team video, I'm going to show you exactly that. You can buy players on the transfer market, and to do this you can either be in the club section or the transfer section from the home menu. First of all, I'll show you it in the club section here, so we'll go to club, and then when you're looking at your squad, you can flick over to the transfer market to find a player. So this system works exactly the same, but if you go through the transfer section, you have a few different options for buying different types of things. But for buying players, you can do it all here anyway. So we use L1 to go over to the transfer market, and here is where we can buy players, but we need to think about who we want to buy. If you just want to see what is expiring soon, you can see down the filter here, it changes the min and max price to whatever you've currently got. I just purchased quite an expensive player because I'm right at the start of the game, so I've only got 450 FC coins left, but that should be enough to buy a player if we so wish. So we'll have a little search here and see who pops up. So what we have here on the left-hand side is the start price, the current bid, and the buy now price. So this one is actually expired now because it was a bit quick. So let's just flick through and have a little look. But basically, other players put their players up for sale and you can buy them, and they will have a certain amount of time before the offer expires. So it's typically an hour, but you can set it to 3 hours or whatever. And the idea is that this is for the auction. So this one here, a 78 rated player with a start price of 300, has no bids on it whatsoever, and a buy it now price of 5,000. So if I wanted to buy this one, I could put in a bid, and then I might or I might not win this particular one. So you've got two different options when you go to buy players. You can either put in a bid, and if you're the highest bid at the point where it expired, so that one there, nobody actually bid on it, but if I had put in the starting price of 300, I would have won that player. But if we have a little look for someone more in demand, so if we go back to search, and I'll show you the one I was trying to get before. Whoops, hang on. And I did get them, but I ended up using a buy it now rather than an auction. So the player that I wanted was Robertson. And if we have a little look at this, actually I'm going to need to get rid of that filter there. We'll reset this. You'll see that people are bidding here. So you see the start price of 3,100, but the current bid is 3,800. I can't afford to bid on this now because this is who I actually purchased and spent all my money on. Now you can see the current bid is 5,000 with 23 seconds to go. So if I put that in as my top bid, we would actually win that there. So what I will do is show you one bid one and also one buy now, so you get the idea with it. And I'll spend my puny coins here just to show you how this works. So we'll go into the transfer market, we'll reset this filter, and then I will just show you what we can do. So for example, let's just have a little look and see who we could possibly buy here. So we've got a current bid there of 450. And what we can do is tailor this down if we want. If we are interested in slightly simpler players, we could look for cheaper options. So we could change this max price and say, look, I'm really poor, I can only afford 250, and then it'll show me what we can get here for 250. So we'll get silver players, which you're probably not going to want to do unless you're doing a squad building challenge, but I just want to show you how this works. So this particular player here, 49 rated, start price of 150, buy it now of 200. But really, they're going to only be of benefit if you're doing a squad building challenge where you need bronze players. So let's say we're interested in this Marcano player here. If I wanted to place a bid, I hit the actions button square, and then I'm going to go up here with my left stick to place the bid, and then I will hold down X to place my bid. Do I want to place a bid? Yes, 8 seconds to go, I'm winning, and because I've placed a bid, that resets to 30 seconds to try and encourage somebody else to bid as well. So in theory, I'm going to win this one, but you never know, somebody might come in and decide they're going to pay a little bit more for this player, but we will see. So we've got 10 seconds left, and at the minute we're winning. You don't have to keep looking at that. You can go into the search and keep looking at other players if you want, and if you win it, you will see it in another area. So the other way we could work is with the buy it now price. So we can see we've got that buy now, and on many of these it is just at 200 coins, but this one is 500. But what we could do is use our filter here again. So I could say, let's get rid of that, and I'm going to go max buy it now of 200 and see what comes up. Generally, this is going to be bronze players here because there is always a minimum price of what a player can actually go for And so in this case, they're not that exciting. But if I wanted to buy one of these, I could do for the money. But what you're probably going to be doing is using the filters to find someone in particular. So maybe you're going to say, oh, I need a player for a squad building challenge from France, and they need to be, I don't know, a bronze common, but I only want to pay 200. So this is now showing me French players of that area. So that's quite cool that we could go that way. You can also tailor that as much as you want. So you could say you're after a particular player. So one of the things I did before was I went here, I reset this, and I was thinking, right, I want a good left back, and I was after a goal player. And what I did was I went to the country region and I said, actually, no, I didn't. I wasn't bothered about that one in the league. So I was like, who's a good left back in, England? So I did all of this. Then I hit the search, and then I was just looking through at who I thought was good, and up popped Robertson. And I'm going to use that example again because that's the player I ended up going for. So once I found that, then what I did was I started thinking, okay, I don't need that anymore or that, but I'm going to use the search term here to narrow down to Robertson. Okay, so I did that. And then when I was interested, I set the pricing to whatever, and then started flicking through to see what people were trying to get for him. So you see, buy it now, 10,000, 4,100, and he was going up for about 4,000 to 4,500 typically. So what you can do is then start narrowing it down. So on the pricing, you could go to max buy it now and say, look, I'm happy to spend 4,600. Can I get any? No. So we'll go a little bit higher. So let's try 4,800. No. Okay, so we go a little bit higher, 5,000, and that's what I could buy him for now immediately. And that gives you an idea of how much you've got to spend to get a particular player. Now, one of the things to bear in mind if you're thinking of spending out a fair bit on a player is consider having a little look at quieter times of the day, because at prime time of playing, of course, it gets far more competitive and you can generally get higher prices because that's when people are looking to buy a player. So have a little look at quieter times if that's the case. But that's what I did with Robertson. If we have a little look at Robertson here, I've hit the right stick button on him, and we'll have a little look and see. I purchased him for 4,500, which seems to be about the right price for him at the minute. Of course, that will drop over time as more, better cards come out. But at the minute, right at the start of the game, he was useful for getting my chemistry up to 33 of 33. I wanted another Premier League player. But there you go. That's how to buy players. I hope that was useful. If it was, thumbs up, please. Much appreciated. Any comments, welcome. If you need more help with FC25, do let me know with what. I'll do my best to help in a future video. Thanks for watching.